guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 17 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Unicorn with a pen. And Unicorn wants to know if I could pick an alliance of 4 from the previous 6 seasons, who would be in the alliance? That's a great question. Let's see. Okay, I thought about this a little bit, and just for like entertainment value and stuff, I would like to see Dan, Derek, the two of them working together just because they seem to have kind of a similar thing going, and Rachel for the chaos, and last but not least, Brittany. Wouldn't that be fun? I think they would probably do awful together, but it would be fun to watch. Alright, so let me know who you guys would pick in the comments. I mean, there's so many ways you could go. So, they had the power veto ceremony yesterday, and Vanessa did not use it. If you missed yesterday's spoiler, you should definitely check it out, because there was a crazy blow-up right before the POV ceremony. It was very important. Okay, Steve and Johnny Mac, they're still up on the block. So when the feeds came back, Liz went outside to confront Johnny Mac about outing that whole 5-person deal to get rid of Vanessa. She wasn't happy about it. She's like, John, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that, Johnny Mac? And he's like, I did what I had to do. Like, I feel like I'm going home this week. I know you guys are really close with Steve. Like, I'm not an idiot. And also, you guys went back on the deal that we had by putting up me and Steve. So, like, obviously that makes Johnny Mac feel like they're a lot closer to James and Meg if they're not up on the block, but him and Steve are. Like, what world does that make sense in? So he's just like, sorry, I guess. So then Liz is like, well, yeah, whatever. So she's telling him, like, you're not out yet, which basically translates to keep your mouth shut if you want to have any chance of staying in this game. So then Liz tells Austin about her conversation with Johnny Mac, and she's just like, oh my god, Austin, he has to go. I can't stand him. So then Austin is just like, nobody makes my queen upset. So Austin, like, storms out into the backyard to confront Johnny Mac. He's just, like, talking a mile a minute, and he's like, just because I put you guys up doesn't mean I'm working with Meg and James. And Johnny Mac is just like, whoa, like, let's calm down and we'll talk about this. So then Austin's like, I'm not even really angry. I'm just, like, being dramatic for the show or whatever. That's so bad. So then Johnny Mac is like, again, like, he's doing what he's got to do the same way that Austin is. So he's like, yeah, I get that. So then Johnny Mac is saying that he'll talk to Vanessa again. He'll claim more responsibility for this 5-person group because he was also a member of it, and he definitely wanted Vanessa out. He's not afraid to tell her that. And Austin's just like, I mean, you don't have to do that. Like, right now, Vanessa's really pissed at Steve, so, like, if you talk to her about this, maybe she's gonna change her mind. Why would you want to do that when you're up on the block against Steve? So Austin advises him, you might want to go talk to the twins. Maybe you can try and flip their votes. So it's, like, kind of weird. We don't really know where Austin stands at this point. Is he trying to save Johnny Mac, or does he want Steve to stay? It's really confusing. But they both say that they understand where the other one is coming from, so they're all good, of course. So then Austin and Steve are chatting up in the HOH room, and Steve is just like, Austin, why is Vanessa so mad at me? Why? Hi, Julie. So then Austin is explaining to Steve, like, yeah, there were 5 people in this alliance or deal or whatever, but Vanessa's mad at you because you're being fake as hell. She can't stand the two-faced phoniness that's going on. Steve kept asking her for hugs. He was all excited when she was playing in the POV, and it was just, like, over the top. And now that Vanessa has this information, she's like, wow, that was crazy fake. So Austin advises Steve, like, just let Vanessa cool down for a while. She needs some time, and then go talk to her. But he reassures Steve, like, as of right now, the twins want to keep you. You need 3 votes this week, so you're going to need one other person. Just, like, chill, and then talk to Vanessa about it. I can't turn this page. So then Vanessa and Austin are talking, Vanessa and Oz twins are talking up in the HOH room, and it seems like they have some split opinions about who should be going this week. So Vanessa, at that point, was definitely leaning towards Steve. She wanted Steve to go. She was like, he's phony, we can't trust him, he's gotta go. The Oz twins, however, seem to want Johnny Mac out. They're saying, like, he's going to work with whoever comes back this week, and then they're going to target us, and we can't be having that. So, like, they both have some pretty good arguments, but they want to see how things shake out a little bit more before they make a decision. So I don't think we're going to have, like, a real decision until at least Wednesday. I think it's going to be flipping and flopping a lot. So Austin and the twins were out by the pool trying to figure out what to do. Same conversation over and over again. So much back and forth. So at this point, it seems like the twins, again, they definitely want Johnny Mac out this week. However, Austin is all over the place. We've seen this over and over again with Austin. It's just like the last person that talks to him is going to be the one that's safe. But he is telling the twins, like, I want you to talk to Johnny Mac. I want you guys to clear things up, resolve whatever issues you have, just in case they decide that they want to keep him, or if the rest of the house keeps him, because the twins are only 2 votes this week, and you need 3. So yeah, Austin wants everybody to be good, and then they'll make a decision. They were also talking about Steve and how they're not very happy that they heard that he was calling their trio a strong fortress. So they heard this from James and Meg. They passed the info to them, but they don't want to tell Steve that. So they're trying to come up with this scheme where they can be like, yeah, Julia overheard you calling us a strong fortress. Like, explain that. What's the deal? So we'll see what happens with that. Speaking of Steve, he's talking to himself in the cabana room, and he's still trying to figure out, like, why is Vanessa so upset? He can't, it's not processing. So he's like, Vanessa already knew this information yesterday. I told her that everybody was going after her last week, but why is she so upset now? Like, why wasn't she this upset yesterday when I told her? So he's not putting together the whole, like, 5-person deal thing, it seems like. But Steve is thinking, yeah, Vanessa's probably been targeting me for a lot longer than she's willing to admit. And he feels like this week, Steve is the Jeff, and she's pulling this crap that she pulled on Jeff like a million weeks ago, where she had to find like a reason to get rid of him, even though he was her target all along. So, yeah. He's not too happy about that. So then Meg and James, strategy chat. Woo! Not enough of these. So they're thinking next week might be the time to go after the Oz twins. You think? But then they were like, well, actually, maybe it's too soon. No, go back, rewind, go back to the first part. So then they're saying, but if the person who comes back this week from the jury wants to go after them, like, they're not going to stop them. They're just going to let it happen. So they're really relying on the returning juror to go after the Oz twins. Guys, like, come on. You need to start playing the game. You can't be playing summer camp forever. It was fun for a while, but you got to get serious here. So then Johnny Mac started campaigning to Vanessa yesterday. He's like, look, I got some ideas. I don't know if you've got the same ones, but I want us to be each other's number ones next week. So Johnny Mac is like, yeah, I know we've had our issues in the past, like we've gone after each other, and obviously we're still both here, like we should just work together. And he's saying, like, if I'm not gonna be your number one next week, just get rid of me, because, like, it's not even worth it. So Vanessa's like, oh, this is interesting. She seems intrigued by it, but she's like, I'm only 1 vote. Like, we're gonna have to get you some more votes. We'll see. So Johnny Mac is like, all right, sounds good, and keep in mind, if you keep me around, I will do all the dirty work if I stay. I guess he's saying that he wants to go after the Oz twins. You gotta wonder, like, what's Vanessa's plan here? Because is she really going to go to the Final Four with that trio? That would be crazy. So, I don't know. It could be interesting. So then after that, it was time for an exciting evening of potball, followed by a chocolate war. I swear, like, I can't believe they're still going on with these freaking chocolate wars. Meg had bruises and, like, welts all over her. She even got hit right by the eye. And she had, like, a black and blue here. That is so bad. That's so bad. Is it going to stop them? Probably not. So then Steve and Vanessa were chatting last night, and Steve is saying that he wants to, like, try and mend things on a human level with Vanessa. No, she wants to talk game. So she's talking about this 5-person deal again, and Steve, I don't know what he was thinking, but he keeps claiming that they made this 5-person deal this week during Austin's HOH. but it happened last week. So Vanessa's not an idiot. She gets some confirmation from Johnny Mac and later from the Oz twins also that this happened last week. So Steve is just like, what? Like, I don't remember. What? So Vanessa is not buying the whole confused act. She's like, you're Steve Moses. Like, you're not gonna mess up this timeline. No freaking way. I don't believe it. So then Vanessa is like, you should have come to me if you were doubting me, but instead you replaced me in the alliance with Johnny Mac. Like, what the F? And then she kept pulling out, I'm not angry. I'm hurt, Steve. She was basically like his parent saying, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. That hurts. So at the end of this whole conversation, Vanessa's just like, you know, I'd still be willing to keep you if that's what everybody else wants. Really? After all that? So by the end of the night, it seems like the Oz twins have settled on keeping Steve and getting rid of Johnny Mac. But you never know. Like, I feel like they've already flipped 5 times, and who knows what's going to happen between now and Thursday. So it should be pretty interesting. Today, pretty slow day so far. Austin wrote his HOH blog. They got the HOH camera. They had some fun with that. I want to know in the comments, guys, how many times are things going to flip today? Let me know. And let me know who you want to go home this week. And until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.